And a good Sunday evening to you. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at a little streak of snow that's moved into the Ottawa area, producing a little bit of snow. You can see the temperatures here are basically in the 30s, but gradually falling for tonight. Current conditions as reported, some snow shower and flurry activity that's streaking across the northern tier regions. This is eventually going to lift north, and we do have that frontal boundary. You can see the temperature differential here with cooler 20s to the north and 30s to the south, although these temperatures here will be falling as well. And looking at the latest HRRR model here as a comparison, you can see a little bit of that snow kind of skirts in across the northern tier areas and then begins to move out. This is about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4. We get into 5, 6, 7, 8, and you start to see a little bit of a mixture starting to work in. Most of this activity is going to be during the afternoon, and some of that's going to be spotty across southern Vermont. And looking at some of the latest modeling here, 6-hour panels. So you can see a little bit of that stuff to the north, kind of moves on out, and some spotty stuff here across southern Vermont. This is going to be some spotty mixed precipitation or light snow. This is valid 12Z in the morning. This would be 7 o'clock. That would be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you can see that the warmer air is beginning to get aloft. A little bit of snow during the afternoon hours, mostly spotty, but a better precipitation shield begins to work in. And by the time we get into this period here, this is about 1 o'clock in the morning, you can see that warm frontal precipitation mostly is across northern areas. It kind of weakens and dries out a little bit, but then fills back in with some rain. That's mostly going to be falling during the day on Tuesday. And then on the backside of the area of low pressure, we're looking at some blustery winds for sure, and eventually departing snow showers and flurries during the day on Wednesday. Better conditions by Wednesday night, and it looks like high pressure will build in as we head toward a good portion of next week. First of all, checking glazing. We can see that glazing, this is valid about 1 o'clock in the morning, overnight Monday night, Tuesday morning, 1 o'clock Tuesday morning. And then you can see that that's going to be about it. So we're looking at anywhere from maybe as up to 3/10, but this would be in the northern Green Mountain areas. And it looks like it's a little bit more favored for the Northeast Kingdom, north central Vermont now. Generally east to the greens, less falling to the west. So looking at precipitation types, this is our little streak of snow for tonight. And you see down in southern Vermont, already we're getting into some mixtures here. That's 7 o'clock on Monday morning. And precipitation kind of falls apart during that part of the day, as we saw. And then it begins to pick up, and that's where the main brunt of it comes in. Now this is valid about 21Z or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's really after that point that we start to really see travel issues really start to emerge. Some snow to the north. It looks like across north central Vermont, northeast Kingdom starts to see that mix begin to work in. You can see slightly heavier amounts here, including some glazing, some freezing rain. This is valid about 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Then we get into that point thereafter. Notice a little bit of a lighter amount of precipitation. This is probably the saving grace. And of course, it's all rain here. This is valid about 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Just a rainy day. And then the back edge of that system begins to move on out. Some leftover sprinkles, some scattered snow showers, some flurries. Not a tremendous amount of accumulation on the backside. Maybe in some locations somewhere between a dusting and a couple of inches. That's going to be about it. Okay, checking the wind velocities here. We see the wind velocities beginning to pick up. This is valid 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. A little bit more of a pickup in southern Vermont. Notice it's mostly moved on through by 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. And then it's pretty much out of here. So we're looking at basically a short period of marginally strong gradient winds. And in terms of direction, it's been a little bit difficult to determine here, but it is still mostly southeasterly right here. Let's back up just a bit. So we have southeasterly winds here. That's valid 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. And then it looks like that frontal system has really started to come through and the winds have shifted. So this could include kind of a main uptick during the frontal passage sometime probably late morning, early afternoon as it looks right now. for basically parts of Vermont and the Green Mountains, including the western slopes, with a little bit of an uptick, but it looks like it's a fairly short-lived flare-up. And lastly, we'll look at total accumulated snowfall. Again, mixed precipitation types do include a little bit of snow, a little bit of material to work with in the afternoon. Mostly across north central Vermont, the Northeast Kingdom, we're talking about a ½ inch, and potentially from there up to about 3 inches, and that's going to be kind of a sleety snowfall. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.